Welcome back to Kin in Line. I make this part 108. Even though this guy at the bottom here looks like an old man, that's actually my firstborn son, Luke. I think I did this still in the UK before. When we left, he was about 7 months old. When we returned to South Africa in the end of 91. So these were still, I think, drawn while he was an infant in the UK. Yeah, we actually had this swing thing that attached to the top of the kitchen door frame. And it helped him to sort of learn to use his legs a bit before he could walk. So it was quite a useful thing. Again, not very flattering of the lad, but here we see how it actually operated. So, yeah, I like the way the face is actually very disjointed. That's, as I said, what comes from drawing while watching the image, watching the subject, not the page. So here I drew Robin looking a little bit concerned. She was probably reading. Yeah, it looks like a book in the foreground there, concentrating with those big eyelashes. But again, not flattering. The nose actually barely suggested. Never let it be said I favoured anyone. And a rose, we had a lovely rose garden right next door to us, so we enjoyed it, even though it wasn't our work. Of course, in Acton Park, there were flowers aplenty in the summer. And this is Luke sucking his thumb, probably age about 5 months. As I said, born in Hammersmith. Here we go again. So, Hammersmith Hospital. And there, that didn't happen. Then we're back in South Africa, and this, I think, is the Apple Express, which was a little steam train that took tourists really out towards the west from PE. It was a big tourist attraction for steam train fundies and just families wanting to go on outings. Unfortunately, since 94, a lot of these wonderful attractions have fallen by the wayside. I think this was done at Cape Recife. I can't actually place it at all. We might pick up. No, that's just out of nowhere. So this, I don't know if this is Robin with one of the boys, or if I just drew someone on the beach. And a headland, and well, this could be Nahoon Reef, but I doubt it. Maybe it's, this could also be Storms River mouth, because we did go down there quite often when the kids were young. Yeah, I don't know who that or what that's about. That's probably my family. Robin, unflattering. Luke, unflattering. Doug, unflattering. Yeah, now that I see this drawing, I think that headland we saw was the Knysna Heads, because I think I sketched these at the Knysna Heads, and that's probably Harry, their kind of step-granddad, because my wife's mom remarried a Yorkshireman, and I think that's him. He does crop up again. A couple of my son's drawings, which I'm not going to grace with. And I'm not sure where, this might have been the PE museum. Baboon or some sort of primate, and a more human-looking creature. Totally forgotten I'd done these. So it's quite a pleasure to see them, even though this is kind of symbolic of where the world is today, but be that as it may. See. Oh. Sorry, just leapt over a few pages. So this, I'm not sure where I drew this. This is, I think, a Dassie. Somewhere on one of our numerous birding outings, and it looks like a fork-tailed drongo in full flight. This is one of the sunbirds, distinctive pointed beak. These I can't place, identify. Oh yes, we got Nasna Luries again. Quite a nice one here of Lurie. I mean, drawing birds is almost impossible because they, stationary for a second or two and then they're gone. And guinea fowl. Some sort of bird, and then a nice arum here. What a nice composition. Yeah, and then one of the plover species. And some unique contributions. Now, who is this? This isn't me. Sure. Hard to believe I did this whole drawing clearly from life, I would say. And I don't know who it is. And there he is again. Cool. So here's another sketch pad, 833. So there's a nice cover because I put a sketch on it. Yes. So this was one of my more complete drawings of the lighthouse at Cape Recife. It's one of the oldest in South Africa, from about the 1860s, I think. So yeah, I would have spent quite a bit of time here doing this. And another nautical drawing, a chap seated, and then just juxtaposed with that is this view of the bay with a ship going out, probably a fishing trawler of sorts, or a chocker boat. Or kids couldn't escape the buggers. And let's just move that across. So I did quite a lot of these complete drawings in this book. This is that bird rock I mentioned in a previous thing, on the beachfront with a little fishing boat out the back there and a person walking in the rocks at low tide. Bit of a wave crashing there. No cormorants visible. This is a view up from the Donkin Reserve, which I mentioned in a previous video, towards the clock tower of the Gray Institute, which was established in about the 1860s. So one of PE's oldest buildings surviving. And yeah, it's where the Gray High School today had its origins. This, I like the Donkin Reserve as it was back then. It was kind of more laid back. It's now, anyway. We've seen this before, the Hill Presbyterian Church. It's quite a nice detail. With the Donkin Row in the foreground, these terraced houses from the 1860s to 1880s, subsequently been badly renovated and have lost much of their character. So every picture tells a story, and here we're now at Kaskamahook. There's a historic mission church there. This is in the former Ciskei. I had a few other nice drawings here which I foolishly gave away to somebody. Just of animals really, but I've kept this, at least this historic sort of sketch done in about the late 80s, I think, or early 90s. And then we'll get to this often again in the future, but this is one of the first drawings, and I buggered it up by trying to watercolor on top of ink that runs badly. So this is Teerbus and Koffibus, two famous koppies or mountains in the Karoo near Stainsburg. And we often go to a farm nearby that was in my wife's family since the turn of the last century. And this was also done on that farm. In fact, since this was done, there's a mast has been set up on this kopie, which is a pity because it kind of spoils it. But anyway, it's quite a nice drawing, I think. Yeah, I'll leave it at that for now. Cheers.